What's going on, fam? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I know you've been having a wonderful day so far, investing some time into your purpose, your mission, your life path, remembering who you are and why you're here on the planet at this time, and what can you do to get in a greater alignment, with yourself and the universe within you. Because you know that you are your own universe, right? And that way you can get balance and get the results in your life. And that way, as you get the results, you can pour those results into others and help other people along your path and your journey, right? I hope that makes sense so far. So I really do hope you've been investing some time and learning, different things about yourself, just leaving no stone unturned, because we all been lied to. And I'm here to remind you of your own greatness. I'm one of the many beacons of light here, that volunteered to come here to remind you of your greatness and let you know that you got this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people been under heavy manipulation on this reincarnation trap, and with this heavy fear, manipulation, and not having knowledge of self and tapping into their own critical thinking skills so they can elevate right to the next level on their hero journey. Because we all know that by now Earth is a school, right? And with any school or university, right, there are principles and guidelines that we need to live by, right? So with this presentation, what am I saying? We're going to dive a little bit deeper into your own tree of life, right? Because you are your own universe. It's your world, right? I'm just a squirrel in your world. I just need like one or two nuts. You got a whole tree, man. So why don't you share, right? So that's what it's all about, okay? So I'm here to remind you that, hey, you got this. And we're gonna leave no stone unturned. So I'm just want to share some things so you can put in your toolbox, and that way you can have a little bit more self-discovery, knowledge of self, having some better understanding of who you are and what this human avatar can really do. Because as you can see, everything's connected. I got everything lined up for you, right? You see the syncretism and the divine alignment and sacred geometry and everything, right? As above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul, right? And we in this cosmic egg, each one of us have our own little pod, right? And we out here rocking and rolling together. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to click that like and subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate you. And today, guys, is all about your universe, the web of Wyrd or world, Yggdrasil, right? The tree of life within you. Okay, because you're not separate from source, right? We all down here to have a human experience, right? To learn these lessons, because we know Earth is a school. We come from higher realms or different dimensions in time and space, right? Just to get some things learned and not be down here again. And a lot of people are stuck down here, okay, all jokes aside. And many of you guys are here just need just a little reminder, okay? So I'm here to give you a quick tune up so you can tune into yourself and trust your own intuition. So let's go ahead and lead in. I'm gonna give you a couple key points, some overview, my takeaways, and we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here, okay? But as you can see, everything is connected, okay? So let these presentations help train your eyes. But if you need help with the sacred geometry, now Brother Sanchez can hook you up. Brother Sanchez TV on YouTube, okay? So as always, our purpose and mission require learn a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our soul growth. So many people been doing the same thing over and over again, and listen to their parents, their grandparents, the pastor at church. They listen to everything outside of them but their self, right? So I'm here to remind you, like, hey, we all been lied to. The past, present, and future is happening right now. So we have to, the universe is giving a great opportunity and a chance to, rewrite our past, right? And to set up ourselves for success or even failure for our future. But it all is happening in this present moment, okay? So remember that. So the seeds that you plant today gonna hook you up in the future, okay? Cause and effect. It's just that simple, okay? But as you grow, share your knowledge and wisdom with people. Don't leave people stuck on level 1, they root chakra on the physical plane, when there are higher dimensions and aspects to each and every one of us, okay? But share your knowledge and wisdom with people, and everything matters. Trust your own intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy. We can't get away with anything. We talked about karma, those universal spiritual laws. So if you haven't listened to those, go back dig into these, because these are the keys that get you rocking and rolling in your own world. Okay. All right. So with that being said, remember, your thoughts, beliefs, words, emotion, actions equals everything, not just your job. Okay. It equals your reality. And as you get your moolah in each and every time, don't forget to pay yourself 10% first before you pay any bill, no matter how big or small, even if it's 1 penny, 10 cents, $10, or $100. Pay yourself 10% first before you pay any bill, because you the one out there doing all the work, not those bill collectors. Okay, so pay yourself first. And we'll talk more about the 7 cures for a lean purse from the richest man in Babylon. Just my own personal takeaways. All right, and take away all that, strip away all that jargon, and give you some straight knowledge. Okay, but also, be the cause in your life instead of wait for the effect to happen. Don't wait on luck. Create your own luck each and every day by being intentional with the seeds that you plant in your life and the lives of other people. Please learn those 7 Hermetic principles and use them daily. They're going to take you far. These are the driving force to your own world, your own universe within you. Okay, it's your world. I told you, I'm just a squirrel in it. Share some of them nuts from that tree. Okay, but as you dive deep into your own life path, knowledge of self, remember, learn more about your name. We talked about that. Go back to some of my previous presentation. Learn more about your life path number and also your natal chart. Astroseek.com. They'll give you some some additional tools to put in your toolbox that are going to take you far. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So right here, as you can see, we have the Kabbalah tree of life. All right, the cipher Sephiroth, right, and then we also have the Asgard, the 9 worlds here. All right, but this is all this is an inner outer experience. Remember, guys, we're projecting this from our minds. Everything is mental first before it manifests in the physical. We talked about that many times. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this Kabbalah tree of life. Okay, and remember, when you deciphering things, I'm gonna start putting this in in my presentation. So start with this tree of life. When anytime you want to decipher any kind of picture, visualize this Kabbalah tree of life in your head, and you'll be able to see the syncretism and the sacred geometry and a lot of things that you see, a lot of pictures. Okay, and also remember the zodiac wheel, the circle and the cross. We've been talking about that a lot too. And as you do the circle and the cross, you'll get to see all the sacred geometry, syncretism, and everything as well. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's really simple, but remember, Brother Sanchez TV, he can help line that stuff up, give you some eye training so you can really see beneath the surface. Okay, a lot of things are just hidden in plain sight on purpose. Okay, so let's talk about this Kabbalah tree of life. Okay, so the term Kabbalah, often known as Kabbalah, right, was originally used to denote wisdom, inner knowledge, or understanding of the hidden mysteries. And it wasn't until much later that the term was used to refer to this Jewish mysticism, but our ancestors had this stuff in place long before that. Okay, now the Kabbalah was intended to be a system of thought that allowed people to really unravel the mysteries and unknown concept concerning God and his or her creations. Okay, and there have been a lot of scholars that tend to look for its origins in the 1st century before Christ. Like I told you, this thing been here long before that. Okay, now the first document considered to be the forerunner of Kabbalism, the base of the rest of the cipher Yggdrasil, the Book of Formation, which was written by an anonymous author, like both the Elephant runes and the tarot, most probably around the 3rd century before this Christ figure. Okay, so a lot of this stuff, our ancestors, that we already had this information. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. A lot of all the information is being basically paraphrased, remixed, and presented to you in a modern form, if that makes more sense. Okay, let's move forward. Now this cipher Yesera here deals with the creation of the universe by means of the 10 Sephirim, right? So we have these 10 Sephirim that you see here, to include the 11, which is the imaginary one, or the hidden one, which is Death and Doth, right? So, but anywho, let's get back into it. These are basically the 10 archetype numbers 1 through 10, or 11, which is the master number, and also the 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, like I mentioned here. Okay, now there are 10 Sephirim in the modern Kabbalah with the decimal number system that is the foundation of today's economy. Now there are 10 Sephirim in the Tesla board that is used by most students of Kabbalah as well. Now, like I mentioned to you, there's an 11th, right, imaginary Sephirah called Death or Thoth. And this is included in some version of Kabbalah, you know. So the original version, you have this hidden gem right here is Thoth, right? It's on the back side, all right? So this is the master number, okay? The enlightened one, okay? But with this tree of life, it consists of 10 focal points, like I mentioned to you, these 10 balls, all right? These are your focal points called the Sephirah, right? These 10 Sephirah are connected to 22 lines, right? Like I mentioned to you before. And these 22 lines or pathways, these are focal points. These are considered separate stages of God or different aspects of life, like I have right here, okay? Now, moving forward, the lines connecting to the Sephirah correspond to the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Now, the tree of life, while not appearing until the Middle Ages, played an important part in our philosophical system of thought, because it's all about thought, having higher thought forms, right? Tapping into higher consciousness, right? So, because it helps us to really identify where we are in the grand scheme of things when it comes to our life in general, okay? And that's why this thing is important. So moving forward, now the tree of life diagram is an important pictorial presentation or representation because it illustrates how the universe was created, and this is also a map of the cosmos at all levels, okay? As above, so below, like I mentioned to you guys before, okay? Now, each Sephirah points to a specific character trait, right, which help us to identify exactly where we are in our evolutionary path to enlightenment. So if people are stuck down here in their root chakra, right, you can pretty much see where you're at. This is a physical plane, all right? You haven't been able to tap into your what? Your sacral or your solar plexus yet, which is like that hidden sun within you, okay, which lead into the heart. All right, but anywho, each Sephirah on this trestle board here corresponds with a specific planet, as well as you can see here. I have different planets, line up in here. All right. With that being said, and this is therefore closely aligned with the celestial art of astrology. So everything, like I mentioned to you guys before, everything is connected. Okay. All right. And as we, close this out with the Kabbalah tree here, the Kabbalah plays an intricate part in the subconscious understanding of the whole world outside of you and within you as well. So let's talk about this other, Asgard, the 9 worlds, your world, it's your world, right? So when it comes to this, the word or world is a Norse term for complex interconnecting web that binds all things together, whether they be living or not. Now, this web is more intertwined and intricate than any other thing in the entire universe. So in fact, according to the Norse mythology, it controls the universe and everything within it, okay? So our own English word Wyrd is derived from this word, right here. Word, world, right? Yggdrasil, right? So, but the complex concept of the actual, it actually embodied is way more potent than just being, strange or bizarre with this word weird, right? So, but one's word, because in the beginning it was the word, right? That has been created, that has been laid down from in the past. So basically, you create, you basically living out your own destiny here. So it's your destiny as well as your life as you live it each day to, each and every day to the fullest, because this is your world, guys. So within, Norse mythology and also Teutonic spirituality, is believed that guarding and creating, fine-tuning and caring for this web is the responsibility of the Nornir or the Norn or the weaving women, like I have up here, right? And these 3 women names are Wyrd, Verdandi, and Skuld, and these are the triple goddesses of ancient times. Okay, guys. All right. So Wyrd is the oldest of the sisters, and she's believed to rule the past, like I have over here, right? And her alignment is right here. And then you have Verdandi is the middle sister, right? She rules the present, like alignment here. All right, then you have Skuld is the youngest, and she is said to rule the future, and she's aligned over here, and the same over here. Now, with that being said, these 3 sisters are comparable with, many of the Greek mythology stories, such as Fate, right? And Fate and Morai were the daughters of Zeus and the Titan Themis, right? And the sister combined control each human's destiny as well as that of the entire universe. So the Fate were often portrayed as the trio of old women who sat spinning thread, right? The thread of life, so to speak. Now, the sisters' name were Clotho, who spun the thread, Lachesis, who measured the length and wound it, right, and Atropos, who cut it. Now, the Greek myth, in essence, is a parallel to all of these, ancient stories, because there's an original story that got remixed into all these different mythologies, right, like I told you to, mention to you guys before. But in essence, these three weaving women, like these goddesses that I have up here, right? The Northern sisters bind and unbind the very fabric of existence. Every time the web strands of your world come together, they make a shape. Okay, that's why you see all these different synchronistic events. Okay, every action is a strand of the web. Therefore, when two actions or events meet, whether those be actions or events by people that you meeting, interacting, daily activities, someone involved in the accident, or birds flying by in a flock, the strands meet in a shape. Remember that, okay? Everything is synchronicity and symbolism. These shapes are then reduced to a level of symbology that we can understand as humans. So when placed in the nearest pattern, of the human mind, can really explain the crossing of this web strain or shapes are basically the runes or the fates, okay, or the mysteries. Okay, so each rune represent a summation for any coming together of a web strand in any juncture of events, whether those events are connected between living things or not. Now, the task of the runes, or the fate, or the secret, or the mystery, is to open up these layers or log of fate to unravel the complex thread and show us how we arrive where we are along our path on our hero's journey. Okay, all right, because ever continuous weaving, right, as you can see here. All right, so when the rune caster or the rune master or the Vicky, draws the rune for a reading, the shapes of the binding and the nighting of the world, that you see here represents by the runes. It is the responsibility of the rune caster or the Vicky to interpret their relationship to each other and what threads they are linking together within the web of the world, of your world. So what does this all mean? So in the present right now, okay, we experience the energy of our own past choices. We meet our own past selves, right? Because we dealing with shadow work here, okay? Because we dealing with our own karma. So this comes about through what is known as layers, or to the North Orlog, action taken or not taken. So remember, it's all about cause and effect. It's about the things that you did and the things that you didn't do. Okay, so it's some things that you should have did but you didn't do, and you don't do it each and every day, and that's why you're not getting the results. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So with that being said, it's all about cause and effect, okay, and that's gonna dictate your present condition. So our fate is the energy field layered in and around us through our decisions and actions, okay, and thus this is gonna bound into our aura of our being. So it's not a force outside of us that takes control while we look on. It is our world, okay, it's our own Kundalini energy force within us that's doing this. A living, vibrant will force that fills us, surrounds us, and links us to the web of life, the web of world. Okay, because again, we are, interfacing together, Midgard, Earth, in this area here, having this experience, but a lot of people been trapped in this cycle. Okay, it's time to break out of here and level your butt up. Okay, so as we get ready to close, there is not only the world that you have, as we sum things up, you got to consider everybody that's interfacing in this reality too, okay, and also the source or the creator within you, okay, and then you got groups, community, you got the planet, you got all the inhabitants, the universe, and all that it contains. Everything plays a part of their own in the web. But at the same time frame, everything is interconnected nonetheless. Okay, so to really know ourselves, we must know the forces within our own world, and we keep it basic, right? Air, fire, water, earth, spirit, or energy, or that energy. Okay, so with that being said, we really must understand and have that understanding of the forces of the greater web, for we are all part of a much larger pattern, and we all have a path to walk and a part to play within it. Okay, so as we close, the web also has another name in Norse mythology, and we already talked about this, Yggdrasil, right? Yggdrasil here. So this is basically the tree of life, the world's tree. So as we close, guys, again, Everything matters. So let's briefly go over this tree and give you some takeaways. I'm gonna get you out of here, okay? So when it comes to this tree, each color represents a different aspect or a dimension within the tree of life. And remember, there are 10, then we have this hidden one, 11, that master number, because we deal with master numbers here, and that's Da, or death, right? So, but the tree of life is a mystical symbol of the universe, okay, the universal working of creation. So it is a pattern of life energies. Now, the 10 universal archetypes that grew on the tree were connected by chi, which is what? Energy, that spirit, that force, right? And formed a pattern that could reveal the secrets of existence. So the tree of life crystal is a symbol and a tool for you to balance your mind, body, and spirit within your own inner and outer universe, okay? And also in your home, which is going to impact your life each and every day. It can be placed in any area within your life to help manifest your intention, because it's all about your intention. But most importantly, guys, have fun. So as we close, let's go over this tree of life real quick, and then I'm gonna get you guys out of here. All right, so when it comes to the working top down, and at the same time frame, use your eyes and line things up, okay? So everything is linked in together, as you can see. I hope that makes sense, okay? So top down, we got the crown here. All right, this is your present. Then next we got Shakma, right? So this deal with what? Divine wisdom. Archangel Raziel, is the energy right there. Then next we got Bana, right? That dealing with what? Intelligence, having that understanding, overstanding. Deals with Archangel Zakiel, right? And then next we move down to Chesed, right? Dealing with what? Mercy and compassion. Archangel Michael, right? And then we got Geveru, right? Gevera. Then that deals with what? Strength and judgment. That deals with Archangel Gabriel energy, right? So next, what do we have? We got Teferet, right? And that dealing with where we at? Teferet dealing with the heart. It deals with what? Beauty. And that's Uriel's, energy area right there. Really tap into your heart chakra, help, getting your butt to level up, okay? And next, we have the Netzach, right? And Netzach deals with what? Victory, and then also endurance, having that perseverance, being able to, having resiliency and bouncing back. And then next we have what? Hold, right? Hold deals with what? Majesty, glory, splendor. Next we have Yesod, right? Yesod deals with what? Foundation, having that structured goal, so you can, reach the next level on your aspects, or on your path in general, so you can create balance in your life to reach that heart level. But going back, lastly, we have what? Malkut, which is this physical root chakra energy, deals with what? Archangel Raphael energy. So guys, this has been my takeaway when it comes to your world. Like I said, I'm just a squirrel in your world. You got a tree full of them, man, and I just want to reconnect it to the universe within you, because you are your own universe. I'm here to remind you of your greatness, one of the many beacons of light, sharing my ups and downs, and I'm just reflection of you, different time and space, letting you know, like, hey, you got this. It's okay to start over, but you got to do it now, okay? So this tree of life can come in handy. At the end of the day, it's all about balancing the polarity, okay? And as we get ready to close, as above, so below, as within, so without, as universe, so the soul. He who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced on the path to mastery. This is from the 3 Initiatives of Kabbalion. So please invest in that book. Knowledge of self is more important right now. And remember, with anything that we talk about, there's a good side, not so good side, masculine, feminine, principle, duality, right? But it's always that neutral ground, and we can always become the best version of ourselves each and every day, and get our butt up out of here, okay? But this tree of life is the mystical symbol of the universal working of creation, and this tree is a symbol and a tool for you to balance your body, mind, and spirit within your own inner and outer reality, which impacts your life and everybody around you. So be sure to have fun, guys, okay? And as always, be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate you, and we'll be diving real deep, more deep into this, tree of life, our own internal universe, our own human avatar, and leaving no stone unturned, and see how this thing really works, and what we can really do, okay, with ourselves, okay, so to speak. But all right, guys, but we'll be back with another presentation very soon, okay? And make sure you be the cause in your life instead of wait for the effect to happen. Learn those 7 Hermetic principles. Leave no stone unturned, okay? But again, this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Until next time, stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.